Ai, coração, ai, coração, ai, coração. Diz-me lá se és meu. Ratata.
You know,
Ah.
when you hit that high note, my computer couldn't even make the sound. It was that good.
Hi, Jack.
Hello,
How are
hello,
you?
Mimicat. Oh, so good to see
I'm
you. How
so
are you?
sorry for this delay. I'm so, so sorry.
Mimicat, we have all the time in the world to wait for you. Don't you worry.
Oh, thank you so much.
Anytime. It's an absolute joy to have you join us, and we've been so excited for this one, as have the
Oh,
fans. You know, you've had so much celebration with your Eurovision entry and your song.
oh,
And I think it's safe to say, Mimi Cat, you know, many Eurovision fans have shared their love over the years for the Portuguese entries each year. As you know, they've been credited for bringing something unique and unexpected each time round. So I'd love to know from you, what does it mean to you to represent your country at such a prestigious event as Eurovision?
it's something truly amazing because this was never a goal of mine. I'm not a Euro fan at all, and I usually saw the act after it happened, so I don't even know exactly how it works. But since the songs were released here in Portugal, and I started to think that I would actually have a shot at winning, I started to, to imagine what it would be like to be at the Eurovision stage. And it actually grew on me. So, by the end of our national selection, I was really hoping I could go. so, so I was super, super happy. And I'm super, super proud of representing my country because, yes, I know that we have a history of a recent history, at least, of presenting unique songs and presenting our artistry so beautifully. And I don't want to fail anyone. I don't want to fail the Portuguese people. So it's a little bit of pressure, although I am super confident in what I'm going to perform because I feel like I've been having all this support from Portugal. So I feel very confident that things are gonna go well, whether the result is going favor, in my at my favor or not. But I feel that we're all gonna be proud. So yeah, hopefully it goes for the best.
Course, I have no doubt, and it's great that you have that confidence, and you should because what you're bringing to the table is so special. You know, we kind of touched on
Mhm.
it there, but Eurovision would not be the same without Portugal. It just wouldn't. And you know, with your song in particular this year, Ai Coração, I absolutely love it. It's been on repeat, honestly, and I'm a
Oh,
bit
thank
of a
you so much.
of course, I'm a bit of a cabaret fan, Mimi Cat. So just seeing your, you
Oh,
know, performance and hearing the song, oh, I just love it. And I think it is unique and different from the usual entries. So tell me, what was your inspiration behind this song in particular?
well, I wrote this song 10 years ago. I was at this house waiting for someone and I was bored as hell. So I started singing to the ceiling, actually. And I did the song in 5 minutes. It went all there straight away in 5 minutes. But when I created this song, I didn't see it as a song for myself because I always sang in English and I wrote in English. I never usually sang in Portuguese at the time. So I thought about giving it away to other singers in Portugal. And, I never saw it for myself, although I thought that it would be a nice song for Festival da Canção. Then 5 years ago, I started to sing in Portuguese, and I thought, well, maybe I should give it a shot and see what it sounds like. And nothing that I liked came out of it. So I tried with different people, and actually, the demo that I submitted to our national selection was a demo I didn't like, but the song was the same. So I thought, well, maybe they like the song, and I can change the arrangements. I don't know. And I was really happy that it all worked out. But it was really cool because when I created the song, I had this old school Festival da Canção vibe, the old songs we have from Festival from the 60s and the 70s. And I didn't want to lose that. I wanted to keep that, old Portuguese soul. Because I'm an old lady inside. So I wanted to keep that. I wanted to keep that, although I knew that I wanted to do something fun, and the challenge was to make it a Mimicat song because I come from a bluesy, jazzy, pop kind of vibe, and it's a mix in between all those things, and I wanted to make it sound my own. So that was a challenge. So all those old school kind of things that I always listen to, I wanted to put in the song. My favorite singer of all time is Ella Fitzgerald, so I didn't want to lose that kind of vibe. Also, in the melodies and all that, I didn't want to lose the Portuguese side of it. The guitars and all that, the melodies of the guitar, because it's not a Portuguese guitar; it's a regular acoustic guitar, but it's played out in a way that it sounds like a Portuguese guitar. But that burlesque vibe that he has, it's one of the things I love the most. One of my favorite soundtracks of all time and one of my favorite movies is Chicago. So I had to put that in too. But then I also like modern pop, so I wanted to incorporate some modern sounds in there. It has so many different things. I think that I put almost everything I like in that song. That's why it's so, it's over the place. You just can't put a label on it. But yeah, it's a good mix, I think.
Oh, it's not a good mix, it's a perfect mix, Mimicat.
Oh,
I'm not just
thank you.
saying this, the things you just mentioned, I'm a huge fan of. And I that explains to me now so much why I love your song.
Why I can
Because
yeah.
exactly. So many references. I got Chicago straight away when I saw your live
Yeah.
performance. I'm fanboying right now. I need to know what's your favorite Chicago song? Tell me your Chicago experience.
Yeah, I think that most of us like Cell Block Tango, right?
Of
But
course.
I also, yeah, but let me tell you, I love also the all that jazz, the intro song. I love "Come to Mama," and I love them all. "Come to Mama" is the Richard Gere ones, And what was the song? I'm trying to remember the Richard Gere song.
Oh,
We want Billy.
of
Da, da,
course.
da. Yeah, I don't know. I love them all. And I also like. Oh, how's the name of the other one? Where Catherine Zeta-Jones is singing to Renee Zellweger, and she's doing the
Oh,
performance. It's the
yes.
Velma Kelly song.
Can't do it on my own.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
I
but I simply cannot do it all. Yeah, that's it.
oh my God. You are giving me
Yeah,
life
yeah,
right now. And I have to tell you
yeah,
something, Mimi Cat. Me and my boyfriend were watching your performance, which is a
yeah.
daily routine at this point. And the
Okay,
first
yeah.
time we saw it, we both looked at you and we were like, it's Roxy Hart. You looked like
Yeah,
Roxy Hart from
yeah,
Chicago.
yeah. Yeah, I would say that my character is a mix in between Roxy and Kelly. Velma. It's Velma Kelly, right? I'm saying the name
Yes,
right. It's
yes,
Velma. Yeah,
of
yeah.
course.
Because I get so much of that. I love the character that Catherine Zeta-Jones played, but I also like the fragile side of Roxy. So I kind of mix them together. Yeah, that's
Mimi
all.
Cat, I see it. Mimi Cat is the perfect combination of both characters. I just love
Yes,
that.
exactly. Yeah, yeah,
It's brilliant. You mentioned
yeah.
briefly before how it was only a few years into your career where you decided actually, I want to start singing in Portuguese because
Yeah.
you have songs in English as well. What do you think inspired that change or that introduction to bring the language into your music? Because I think that must have been a very powerful change for you.
Well, it started to make sense because mostly, there are some people. I don't know the percentage of people in Portugal that don't speak English, and I thought I wasn't connecting to a lot of people that I really love. So I started to think, well, damn, I'm not even connecting to my friends. I need to connect with my friends and family. So I started giving it a chance, and also the music scene in Portugal changed a bit in that time, and I felt the need to be more present to sing in Portuguese because of those main reasons. Oh, let me tell you this. I'm sorry. Also, one song I wrote in Portuguese that I thought it didn't suck was the song. This was the first one, 10 years ago, and 5 years ago I wrote a song to my mom celebrating 50 years together of their marriage. And I thought that I wanted to give them a song. I wanted to make a song for them. It's the second song I wrote, and with that song, I started to think that maybe I had a shot at writing in Portuguese.
Well, I'm so glad you did because we wouldn't have Ai Coração if that didn't happen, that change. You know, that change didn't happen, and it's a
Yeah,
beautiful song. It really is. And I'm
yeah.
still
Thank you so much.
amazed the fact that you wrote that in 5 minutes. You know, could you take me maybe to that particular moment? What was going on in your head to make such a powerful song in such a quick time?
I have no idea, but I think that since I didn't see it as something for myself from the first no the first word, as soon as that started, I knew that it wasn't a song for myself. So I wrote it from an outsider point of view, and I think that's why I did it so quickly because it wasn't supposed to be for me. So it was easy. So I didn't overthink it. I didn't complicate things. I have a way of complicating things when it's for my own. And I think that I should adopt that strategy from now on because it actually works. so, so yeah, I think that's why I just pulled myself apart from the song.
I love that creative process, you know, taking away from your own identity and looking at a song from
Yeah,
someone else's. It's great. I think
yeah,
it's such a good idea. And you know, it's I've read that and I've heard that connecting to audiences for you in particular is a really important part of what you do as an artist. And you
yeah.
do that, let me tell you, because I've connected to your music. But I'd love to know from what you think makes Ai Coração so special and makes the audience connect to it in a certain way, because it does have a hold over its listeners. It has of me, and like I said, my partner. Why do you think that is?
I don't know. I think that one of the main things I wanted to have in the song was that kind of feeling of anxiety, that but a happy one. I wanted energy and I wanted a crescent energy. So the song keeps building up, and I don't know, it's always that tension. It keeps growing and growing and growing. And I think that people are hooked because they're waiting for it to explode. And I think that it happens in the last note. Ai Coração. I think that's when it happens. And people get like, oh, okay, 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 okay. No, it's gonna end. Yeah. So I think that's why, people are, hooked on that and they're building it up with me and they're waiting for the final moment. And well, maybe that's the reason. And I don't know, it's fun. It's a fun song. It's a fun anxiety. That's the way I describe it. It's a comic drama. Maybe that's why, I don't know, people need more comic drama in their lives. Maybe. I don't
Oh,
know.
I definitely do. I think yeah, you've hit the nail on the head there. You've explained the magic of it, and it's not just the
Mhm.
song, but like I said, the performance as well that we see on the stage, and is
Yeah.
especially your live performance at Festival de Canção. It provided so much energy and joy, like you just mentioned, which is so needed at Eurovision. It's perfect, and you know the cabaret style, but the lyrics as well mention someone who's crazy in love. So I'd love to know as a fan. Are we going to expect an even crazier Mimicat on the Eurovision stage? Are you going to up it even more?
Well, we're gonna try. We're gonna try to take advantage of the stage and what we have to work on it. So hopefully it's gonna feel grandiose, hopefully. Let's see if it works, if our idea works. Um, but the vibe and the energy, I like it so much, and the choreography itself that I didn't want to change it. I thought, well, maybe it has some minor stuff, some minor adaptations, but the energy, I think that will be pretty much the same. But I think that our energy would be even higher because we're gonna have so many people around us, and it's just it's I think I've never been there, but I think it's just this magical space. So I think we're all going to benefit from it, and hopefully our performance is going to reflect how overwhelming it is to all of us.
that makes me happy, like I said, as a fan, to hear that you won't change much, because there's not much I'd want to see change. Like the sofa, the dancers, you,
Like
it's
this.
all just, it goes together so well. You know, I'd love to see that just on the stage at Eurovision.
Yeah.
Um, and of course, you know, it's been said by a lot of Eurovision fans that they've seen the video of you singing Loreen's Tattoo as well,
Oh,
which
okay.
I love that video. I thought it was great. I would just love, again, as a fan, to see a bit of a Mimicat in action, just singing your favorite part of the song, because then I can just rewatch this over and over again.
Okay, okay. So can I sing the chorus
Yes, your favorite
or Ai
bit, I'm
Coração?
guessing.
Okay, yeah, it's my favorite. Yeah. So here it goes. O peito arder, a boca seca, sei lá, que te fazer amor para mim assim não parece que nem sou mais eu. Ai, coração, ai, coração, ai, coração, ai, coração. Diz-me lá se és meu.
Wow. You graced me, honestly, with your presence just there. You know, when you hit that high note, my computer couldn't even make the sound. It was that good. Amazing. Thank you. I love that. You know, I've really wanted to ask you this as well, because you know, I can just tell from you that you're such a fun person to be around. And I see that you've been to the Eurovision pre-parties in Barcelona in
Yeah.
particular. I'd love to know about how that experience was for you, because I'm sure you're the life of the party. You have a good time with the other entrants and the fans. How was that for you?
Well, I think it was really cool actually, because people were so loving to me. They just treated me so well. Um, you know, uh, at the performance, I had my in-ears on, so I couldn't actually listen the noise that people were making as the song went by, and that they were actually singing the chorus. The part where I say "I put a sound." And but my manager was at the audience, and she started to cry at the end. She came to me and she was crying. Oh, it was so beautiful. They were all crying. I couldn't tell. It was amazing, because after the performance and after the whole thing ended, you know, a bunch of people came to me to tell me that they loved the song and they were supporting me and that they were going to vote and all that. And I saw some Portuguese people there too. So I felt really, really loved. And I also loved meeting the other colleagues. I know I spoke to some of them. Hopefully in Madrid, I'll have a chance to speak to more of them. I want to meet in person some of them actually. So yeah, I'm loving this whole experience. It's just a momentum in my life, and I know that I won't have anything like this ever again, unless I'm Loreen or something. And I go again to the Eurovision, but I don't think so. But yeah, I just want to make the most out of it.
Well, I think you are, and you're doing the best thing. And you know, it's lovely to see you just in your element, meeting the fans and the other entrants. And you know, going back to them, who are some of your favorites this year? Who have you met who you've really got on well with so far?
Well, I knew before I met her that I was going to love her. Blanca Paloma is my favorite person at all. Just no one comes close to her. I'm sorry, but she's amazing. And also, she has something that I think it's an Iberian thing, honestly, because we have this kind of it's not that the other countries don't have it, but we have like this truth and this energy. I don't know. And when I saw her performance the first time, I knew that she was going to win in Spain, and I thought, well, this girl is going to win definitely. No one comes close to her, and that was my favorite moment of Barcelona. Honestly, when I met her, we actually sang our songs together, so it was awesome.
Wow.
But I also met Gustav briefly. We just were crossing paths, but I want to meet him in Madrid. We already connected. Also, I loved watching the performance, and I told her myself, Iru from Georgia is amazing. She's freaking awesome. The girl from Iceland as well. I don't know the name. I'm sorry, but the girl from Iceland is amazing. It's amazing too.
Yeah, yeah.
What else? Oh, I also met Monica from Lithuania. She's also amazing. The guys from Joker out, they're super cool, amazing. Some of them. Although my favorite songs are Blanca Palomas and the Armenian song. I love the Armenian song. I really love.
Good choice.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Those are my two favorites.
And of course, your own.
Yeah, well, yeah, it has to be though.
It has to be, of course it does. You know, going away from Eurovision a little bit and looking at your musical career as a whole, I'd love to know where the love and the passion started because you can really see it in you when you talk about your music, in
Yeah.
particular. You know, where did this all come from? Where did it bloom at an early age?
Well, my mom, as a kid, used to sing fado, but her parents never let her take the chance to go and pursue the career. You know, she was invited to go and sing at the radio station in Porto, and her parents didn't let her go. So she's frustrated. She's a fado singer, which is frustrated. And when she realized that I actually to sing and that I was kind of good on it, she decided that she wouldn't do the same that her parents did to her. So they supported me as much as they could. And at 9, I recorded my first album, which was actually released by the label that released my first album as Mimicat. And all those years in between 9 and 2014, I was trying to find stuff that I related to, pop things at my teenage years. Then I went to a band that was very theatrical and very cinematical. And I think that there I started to build up my stage character, because my stage character is a lot different of me. I'm a reserved person on a daily basis, but when I hit the stage, I don't know, something lights up and something turns on. And so maybe God is actually my stage persona. And I started to develop that in those years. So in between my 18 almost 30s, I was trying to find who I was as an artist. And it continued, that pursuit for finding my own sound and my own pursued. And when I switched to Portuguese, it happened the same. So I had to continue to try to find a way. And forged through all that, so where I come from, where I've been, and where I'm going to. So yeah, hopefully it shows people who don't know me a bit of what I am as an artist.
Oh, so lovely. And I'm so grateful for Eurovision for bringing you into the spotlight in Europe and around the world, not just Portugal, but now you have so many more fans across the globe, including
Yeah, I'm so
me.
grateful. I'm super, super grateful for this opportunity, really.
Well, we're just so glad to see you there and to hear your amazing song, your performance, and to see what you've got coming next as well. We'll be keeping an eye out for you, that's for sure. And I'm
Oh.
I'm praying that you make it to the grand final. I'm sure you will, because
Oh,
I
I'm
would.
praying too. It's so damn hard. It's hard. It's the
You'll do
hardest
it.
one. It did. I think that in the second would be easier, but the first semifinal is hard.
They've got some good names, including you, though. It's strong
Yeah.
competition. So I
Yeah.
just hope I want everyone in the first semi-final to get through. So it's a difficult one,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah.
We'll be rooting for you, that's for sure. And it's just been lovely to meet you and to hear about
Oh,
your
lovely to meet you too.
inspiration. Thank
Oh,
you,
you're so
Mimicat.
you're so so sweet. Thank you so much for having me.
Of
And a
course,
big kiss
anytime.
to everyone that's watching.